It's time to become more active about what we wear, not what to buy or how to wear it. We're talking about pollution. Yes, there is pollution from making clothing.
My name is Bill Wofford, and I'm in the textile business, and I've been in it for many, many years, since 1973.
Okay, so we have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
So our first question is, what type of clothes do you manufacture?
I personally do not manufacture, but I supply the yarn that goes into the fabrics that end up in clothes. So I supply cotton, polyester, rayon, nylon, Kevlar, Nomex, a number of different fibers. Primarily they're cotton blends though.
And where did you do this? Or where do you?
Well, I do it here in LA. I work with a number of circular knitters here in Los Angeles that make knitted fabric that goes in t-shirts, sweatshirts, and various other sundry garments.
And what steps does it take to get the clothes to the store?
Okay, well, it can start in the cotton field, where you grow the cotton is harvested, it's ginned, and then it goes to a mill where it's manufactured into yarn, and then it can go to a weaving mill to make a woven fabric, or to a knitting mill that makes knitted fabric. So from that point, it's cut and sewn into garments, and then it goes to the store.
And does manufacturing clothes require a good amount of energy, and does it need materials that aren't eco-friendly?
Yes.
And how much does manufacturing clothes hurt the environment?
About as much as any other manufacturing process, because you're required to use pesticides and insecticides in the production of the natural fibers. The synthetic fibers are also not very eco-friendly because of the byproducts and things that the process goes through. So then you're getting to the manufacturing of clothing. There's waste involved. There's energy consumption. So
Nylon and polyester. Made from petrochemicals, these synthetics are non-biodegradable as well, so they are inherently unsustainable on two counts. Nylon manufacture creates nitrous oxide, a greenhouse gas 310 times more potent than carbon dioxide. Making polyester uses large amounts of water for cooling, along with lubricants, which can become a source of contamination. Both processes are very energy hungry. Rayon. This is another artificial fiber made from wood pulp, which on the face of it seems more sustainable. However, old-growth forest is often cleared and/or subsistence farmers are displaced to make new way for wood pulp plantations. Often, the tree planted is a eucalyptus, which draws up the phenomenal amounts of water, causing problems in sensitive regions. To make rayon, wood pulp is treated with hazardous chemicals such as caustic soda and sulfuric acid. Cotton. Natural fibers have their problems too. Cotton is the most pesticide-intensive crop in the world. These pesticides injure and kill many people every year. It also takes up a large proportion of agricultural land, much of which is needed by local people to grow their own food. Herbicides and also the chemical defoliants, which are sometimes used to aid mechanical cotton harvesting, to add the toll on both the environment and human health. These chemicals remain in the fabric after finishing and are released during the lifetime of the garments. The development of genetically modified cotton adds to the environmental problems at another level. Organic cotton is quite another matter. Cloth is often bleached using dioxin-producing chlorine compounds, and virtually polycotton, especially bed linen, plus easy care, crease-resistant, permanent press cotton are treated with toxic formaldehyde, also used for flame-proofing nylon.
My name is Grant. Patagonia and Santa Monica.
So, Grant, how do you make your clothes eco-friendly?
Well, Patagonia has some pretty strict environmental standards for fair labor and fair wage practices that we actually partner up with our manufacturers, and they have to sort of maintain a fair wage and a living standard, and then also we also encompass recycling and trying to reuse products and reuse sort of materials for older existing products, and using those materials to kind of create new products.
Okay, and what makes your clothes eco-friendly?
Again, it would just be the manufacturing processes that Patagonia will take. A lot of our garments do feature recycled materials or completely repurposed materials. So we'll take a sweatshirt or something like that. It's made out of organic cotton, and that will actually get broken down after that product has been used and worn by somebody. That product will get broken down, sort of respun and spun into some sort of a mixture of another garment, so we can actually kind of keep the cycle going.
Okay.
Rather than it just ending up in a landfill.
Okay. And what doesn't make other clothing companies eco-friendly?
I would say anything that doesn't factor in any company that doesn't factor in sort of waste and excess when they're manufacturing their products. Companies that don't look to recycle their products or recycle their clothing sort of at the end use. Also companies that don't sort of factor in fair wages or living standards for their employees.
And who do you think is the worst offender of not being eco-friendly? What brand?
That's really difficult to say. I don't want to name any names. But again, any company that isn't sort of keeping those, that isn't keeping sort of recycling and sort of repurposing and reimagining sort of, their business model. Any company that's not doing that is probably a pretty bad offender, I would say.
Okay, thank you so much.
You guys are not done yet. That's it?
Yeah.
If we continue to use non-eco-friendly clothing, we will create too much waste. The waste will be put into the earth and it will overflow. Most of us don't fully understand the environmental impact of our clothes. From their production to the materials that make them, all the way to transportation and washing, clothes can make quite a dent on the environment.